Tips for spotting fake news are, firstly, check the URL if you're reading the news online. A lot of times that I've seen fake news online, they've used web addresses that look quite similar to genuine news outlets, for example bbc.co.ul or something like that. So just be careful and make sure that you recognise that and it's a real URL. My second tip would be to check the author. So if there's the author's name on the web article, is this someone that knows what they're talking about in terms of that sector? If not, then I would suggest fact checking that. In my communications team, we work really hard to make sure there's no fake news shared about our organisation. We do this by setting up Google alerts. So if ever Travalis is mentioned on websites, for example, or different blogs, that gets fed through our email address, and we can react then if there is anything that we think is untrue. We also use social media monitoring tools. The platform that we use is called Social Sign-In, and this allows us to monitor messages on social media that contain the name of the organisation. And if there's anything that we don't think is factual on there, we can respond to that as well. We also work hard to build up relationships with local journalists and journalists in the sector that we work as well. So that means that when they get any information through, they check it with us first, which is a really handy way of making sure that any messages that goes out about our organisation is factual. My job as a comms officer in a housing association means that we need to share relevant news stories with our customers, with staff and with other stakeholders. So one way that we do this is using social media. I think social media is a really good news source because the decline in local press means that we don't really get much coverage in newspapers at the moment. So social media is a really good way of us sharing our news stories, and we can also target it as well to different audiences.